You're going to show the audience now. Menu. Cool. Save it. Okay, cool. Hello. Welcome to my presentation. My name is Dylan Rives, and we're going to be talking about the best time during our teens, and that is school. I'm just kidding. I know probably there's more better memories you guys have other than school, but knowledge is power. Sometimes, in some instances, knowledge is always better than brute strength in some instances. But more specifically, we're going to talk about cell phones in school by me. So basically, from 2010 and up, when the iPhone was released, there has been an exponential growth in phones and just phone usage to a point to where 95% of teens have phones nowadays. I expect it to be more, but that's the number. In and of itself, it's not bad. There has been some good things about it. Like basically, you have your own computer in your pocket. It can do math problems. You have your own dictionary. It has Google, and it's basically your own thesaurus. And yes, I know what thesaurus is. You guys probably know what it is too. But really, the bad thing is cell phones in school. Kids nowadays it's always been a problem for the past. I just graduated high school like 3 months ago. And I cannot tell you how many times there have been issues with phones to where now at my school it is actually banned to have phones in school. But other schools do not as well. But I believe cell phones should be banned in school overall because I'm going to lead my 3 main points, which are it'll lead to greater academic achievement. According to the rise and impact of phone bans in U.S. public schools by Pilar Zapien, it says academic performance is increased and there are fewer distractions in class. Logically speaking, about like 25 plus years ago, kids were kind of forced to listen to the education they were being given. But even though it wasn't probably as enjoying as it is now or anything, kids are still getting educated back then, and it's just getting less educated nowadays. Just because they're always going to have their phone in their mind, can't wait to look at their social media and so forth. I know from my experience, first period at my school was 7:25 to 8:17 p.m. I graduated like 2 or 3 months ago. I still remember the times, and usually, depending on the teachers usually gave like 5 minutes beforehand to like you can get on your phones. With that in mind, kids will not really want to pay attention to what the teacher is saying. They're just going to have in the back of their mind that, ooh, I can't wait to get on my phone, and I don't care about what you're teaching, basically. Every time that's happened, I always see kids get on their phones just straight away, and it's a little bit saddening because I would rather do my homework or talk to other people. But next up, according to King Classroom cell phone bans boost grades by Seth Murray, it says there are calmer classrooms and the grades are better. Overall, there is a gap between people who do well in school and the people who do not do well in school. I'm talking about academically. People that already do well in school, there's not really anything, no huge difference in like increased improvement. But the people who are doing poorly, there's a study to where it's getting a little bit better and the gap is getting narrowed slowly but surely. That's kind of the point. We want kids to do better in school, perform better in school, especially if they can go to college. And I believe nowadays classes have actually gotten easier to where high schools just want you to get just past school, which looks good for the ratings basically. With school cell phone bans, it kind of helps with disciplining kids, and in that instance, like if they go to college where they're paying for their classes, they can kind of build study habits to where I need to get this done, I need to get this done, I don't need my phone, I'll do that when I'm out of school and all that stuff. And usually people's attention span with phones, there has been a great kids nowadays, if they hear even the littlest of sounds, they'll just react to it and look away, turn their way away from the teacher. An example of this is when kids are talking in the hallways, and if they're maybe out of the past to go to a different class or the office or something, they'll just look outside the door and be like, ooh, what they talking about? Because they're just going to be bored, and their phones kind of messes up their brain with like doom scrolling. It kind of is like intertwined in a way, if that makes sense. The next reason why phones should be banned is it'll lead to less cyberbullying and mental health will be reduced. Smartphones and social media are leading to depression and anxiety for our students, are leading to depressing test scores, 2 by Michael Petrelli. It says that 95% of teens have phones, and from the 2012 year and up, there's been an increase. That's what I said in my intro. This is like the study where I found it from. But basically, people's mental health, like depression, anxiety, suicidal thoughts, and suicide, ever since the iPhone released, both of them, iPhone people having iPhones have increased, and also people mental health have increased substantially. There's a correlation between the two, which kind of tells you phones ain't really very good overall for teens, let alone being in school. People having social media, it kind of leads to people wanting to stay up late, because if they do in school, they can most definitely do it at home. It kind of like, how do I say it? It kind of makes them want to do it at home more, basically. And the less sleep people get, the more likely they will be depressed. That there's a correlation that's a scientific fact, because it kind of lowers your levels chemically in your bodies. Next, according to school cell phone bans, listen to the researchers and stakeholders by Tiffany Broadbent, says cyberbullying is decreased. School cell phone bans will not solve the issue completely, because people are still mean, but 6 out of the 8 schools that were in the study, 6 of them had seen a decrease, but 2 of them did not really see a decrease. It just stayed the same. But statistically, it will work, most likely. People will just get on social media in school. People like to text it to their friends in class, and they'll just, if they're in this class, they're going to text someone from their class, post things. I cannot tell you how many times I've seen girls do their makeup and get on Snapchat and then post on there being like, oh, I'm in math, period 2, I'm so fun. It's a little bit weird. And honestly, from my personal opinion, social media is not for kids. And phones, you shouldn't have a phone until you reach a specific age. And for the women that are in this audience, I'm not talking about you, I think. But really the most important thing of why I think cell phones should be banned in school is there'll be more socialization among students. According to School Cell Phone Bans Help Students Do Better by Angela Duckworth, it says there's more eye contact and talking. Logically speaking, people will look up more than down at their phone less. People nowadays, I think we can all agree that most of us are shy to talk to someone new, which in a school, there's hundreds of students to where they don't know each other, and if they have a phone and everyone else has a phone, everybody's gonna most likely choose to get on their phone. It's better to just talk to a stranger. You can create relationships with them, and relationships is how we're able to build this country and the other countries in the world, basically. Relationships, people working hard together, and so forth. 20 years ago, from heard experiences, 20 years ago this was not an issue, or at least it was not much of an issue. I remember seeing a video somewhere basically where it was like the end of school and everybody was just listening to music, everybody was talking to each other in the hallways, and that's the good part about it. People are talking to each other, creating relationships. That's good. And finally, according to banning smartphones in schools, review of the literature shows a positive impact by Tim Presley, David T. Marshall. It says there's more face-to-face interactions between students and students and teachers. There's more participation as well. I cannot tell you, again, how many times I sat through a classroom, especially like honors chemistry, where the teacher asks a question, the students are super silent. I kind of think the phones kind of makes them not want to talk in a sense, because they're like, let me end this class and I'll get on my phone passing period in 5 minutes before. I remember Mr. Curry, he did get angry that time, and I find it justified. I've had that issue myself as well, but the more phones there are, the less talking there will be, meaning the less relationships there will be, less socialization. We all want more relationships. That's really the best part of life. The greatest relationship you can have is with God, but other people is next, basically. In conclusion, school cell phone bans should be implemented in schools because it will lead to higher grades, less cyberbullying, there'll be less being on their phones, of course, and more socialization. As you see here, people are talking to each other, which is a lot better than just looking at their phone. And finally, I know that for older people, please don't laugh with us, you millennials, but we're gonna have a whole bunch of neck problems in the future, so it's just only a matter of time. Thank you very much. This is the source of site and everything. Thank you. And now we're gonna show the audience real quick.